In this video, I'm going to be making sure that you've got the best settings possible for Warzone 2, because this game has more customization than we ever have had before, and there are some secret settings that you need to make sure that you change in order to get the best performance possible. But I'm going to hop straight in with advanced controller settings. Now, target aim assist if you're a controller player is obviously going to be on, but there is now a brand new setting with aim assist type where you've got default precision focusing, which we're all used to from previous games. However, there is a new option which is called Black Ops, which gives you traditional aim slowdown near target used in Black Ops games. This is far stronger than the default option. So make sure you've got aim assist type to Black Ops, so you've got the strongest aim assist and you're going to be able to hit your shots that little bit easier. You'll also notice with the brand new season kicking off, we've now got gyro aiming as well, which is brand new and in previous games is also pretty meta. So if you see games like Fortnite, PUBG, there was a way that you could pretty much remove recoil from guns completely using this feature. However, it's brand new to Call of Duty. I wouldn't recommend touching this just yet. Make sure it's turned off so it doesn't affect your aim assist in the game currently. Now, if we move down, you're going to want to make sure you've got your aim response curve type set to dynamic. We've then got instant for transition timing. Also, inputs dead zone. This is very important settings that you need to change. It is based on your individual hardware, but I'd recommend going for your left stick being 0.1 with your right stick 0.1, and then your triggers as low as you can. So mine is 0.03. This means that when I pull my triggers, they're reacting in the fastest time possible and could help me just gain that edge in a gunfight that I would have otherwise lost. It's small margins, but every little bit matters when it comes to Warzone 2. We've then got, if we continue moving down, we've got all these on. Auto sprint tap behavior is toggle, auto move forward, it's off, tac sprint behavior is double tap. The majority of these I always have as kind of the default. Parachute auto deploy though, however, is off. This means that you can pull your parachute whenever you want to, and it means that someone's not going to be able to just like gun you down if you pull it too early. One cool little feature that you might not know about in Warzone 2 though is you don't even necessarily need to pull your parachute altogether if you land in water. You'll always survive if you land into water. Then we've got our backpack alternate control. You want to put this on. Now what this means is that when you go to loot a backpack in Warzone, you don't have to use your D-pad. Currently, you go to a backpack, you press X or square, depending on what controller you're using, and then you have to kind of use your D-pad to navigate and select what you want. Doing this allows you then to continue using your left thumbstick rather than having to take your thumb off your thumbstick. Speeds the whole process up, means you can loot that a little bit faster than someone who doesn't have that setting on by default. We then kind of just have all these once again as default for the rest of your advanced control settings. Now, for my controller settings, I play on tactical. I then use a 6.6 sensitivity with 0.85 multiplier. Aim down sight behavior is hold. All of these are default, but auto tac sprint I have as off. Now, in Warzone 1, this was like auto tac sprint was always on for slide cancelling. Here, you want more control, have this off. You'll still tac sprint when you're going across open areas, but off is what you want to have. Equipment behavior is hold. Weapon mount activation, interact/reload behavior. This is another really important setting that you want to change. Prioritize interact is effectively contextual tap, which was the meta setting in Warzone 1. So make sure you got prioritize interact. This means that you can loot stuff with just one tap of the button. You don't have to do any holding. And also, if you ever need to definitely reload your gun, just hold that X or square button and you're guaranteed that. I also put armor plate behavior to apply all, just so that means I can press Y once and then get the plates on and can focus on other parts of the map rather than having to make sure that I'm just holding that button down. Next, I want you to head over to interface, where there are a few settings that you want to change that a lot of people overlook. Once again, these are all default, but if we head down to HUD, I changed my vertical and horizontal heads-up display to 25 and 0. Now what this does is it brings in the minimap closer to the center of the screen so I can check that minimap that little bit easier without having to move my eyes drastically into the corner. It sounds silly, but it does really make a big difference. That key information is closer to my kind of like my focus point. So I'm staring at the middle of the screen most of the time where I'm kind of in a gunfight, and I can just quickly glance and see what's going on around me on the minimap. huge setting change that I'd really recommend if you're on PC. Minimap shape is always square. I don't understand people that use round. Minimap rotation on. Horizontal compass is also on. Crosshairs on. All of these are default. But then the next kind of settings that I want you to go to once you've got all of this is into your color customization, which is all the way back at the top, because there's a few things that you're going to want to change here. Now, as we go into color customization, these are my particular settings. I use color filter 1 and I target that to world, and the world color intensity is 75 and interface color intensity is 100. Now, there are a few things that you want to do within this. First of all, I changed my enemies to bright pink, so they stand out a lot more on the screen, whether it's on the minimap, whether it's on my HUD in front of me. Hashtag FF05FF is the hex that I use, and I just find it a lot easier. Now, a lot of people have also been complaining within Warzone that it is really hard to see your teammates' pings. Now, to change that and make it stand out a lot more, you want to go to neutral, which is right here, and then you can change this color to whatever you want to make those pings stand out a little bit more. So if you want to like have a bit more kind of like a yellow kind of look, that is going to make those like stand out way more compared to what it was before. So change that neutrals to whatever you want that ping to be, because you don't really get the flags in the same way that you do in multiplayer. Next, I want you to head over to your graphic settings and then head over to view. Now, everyone now has access to field of view in Warzone 2. Hallelujah. I know everyone is very happy about that. But I no longer run 120 FOV in Warzone. I found that in this particular game, 110 works best for me. It kind of keeps targets at a good size, and I'm able to see exactly what's going on in my peripheral. So don't necessarily just because you've got 120, use it. Maybe start at 105, then go to 110, see what works best for you. But 110 is what I personally be going for. You then ADS field of view needs to be affected. Weapon field of view is default. Third person field of view is 80. Then vehicle field of view is default. Now, also the other key settings you need to change here, you need to change your first person camera and third person camera movement to at least 50. This means you get a lot less head bob than other sides. Then if you don't go with that, I then go to quality. So this allows me to get the best performance possible on my machine. So I get the highest frame rate. So I kind of see everything that is happening around me in the fastest time possible. So I play at 1440p. I think that is a huge advantage compared to 1080p. You want upscaling sharpening to be fidelity CAS, SMAA T2X anti-aliasing, low, 90 memory scale, low texture resolution, high texture filter, anisotropic. Also, one of these settings that I'm going to show you later on, if you've been getting some jittering in your gameplay, we'll fix that. Nearby level of detail needs to be high, distant level of detail needs to be low, clutter draw distance is short, particle quality high, particle quality level normal, bullet impacts and sprays on, shader quality high, tessellation off, terrain memory max, on-demand texture streaming is off, streaming quality normal, volumetric quality low, deferred physics quality off, water caustics off, shadow map resolution very low, screen space shadows off, spot shadow quality low, spot cache needs to be high or ultra. Now this is what will stop that kind of like judder. So if you for some reason are getting like juddering just from when you're playing, it just kind of random freezes, it's because you've got this set down to low. So put this onto high or ultra and it should fix your issue. It's quite a common one across the board. Particle lighting is low, ambient occlusion is off, screen space reflections off, static reflection quality high, then grid volumes off. I then use NVIDIA Reflex low latencies on, depth of field off, world motion blur off, weapon motion blur off, and film grain is 0. That should be pretty standard for everyone. And then here are all my kind of display settings as well, just in case you want them. Now, finally, we have to go ahead and check out the audio settings, because I know a lot of people are struggling with audio in this game because footsteps are either too quiet or they're just not hearing things properly. But this is what I found works best for me. Master volume is 100, music volume I have off, dialogue volume down to 30 so voices don't go over any of the footsteps, effects volume at 100, hit marker volume at 30, and then mono audio is off. Now, also another very important thing is with voice chat, proximity chat is like very prominent in Warzone 2, but you don't want it too loud because trust me, it covers everything. If someone's just running at you, just screaming, they can just kind of hide their footsteps just from their voice. It can be super distracting. It's super fun. I love it. But turn that voice chat volume down to 50. You will be very thankful for it in the grand scheme of things. But otherwise, those are all the sounds and settings that I have for Warzone 2. I hope they help you. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Subscribe if you're new. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.